He lifted his head up, and that's when we noticed what happened. That's when I noticed what happened. I was by myself. He seems to be in good spirits.
The most recognized symptom of hip disease is a sudden bright red rash across the cheeks. That looks as if your child has been slapped.
He just like appeared, like he was rolling around, very restless in bed, not able to go to sleep. And then I picked him up. I had him on my chest, you know, trying to console him, nurse him, do all the things. And then I was going to go look if we had anything for like gas, because I thought he was just gassy. And then I turned the lights on, and I was just shocked by his cheeks. Yes, by your cheeks.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. That's what I'm saying. Like, what would cause it to get better so quickly? That's what's making me think I should go pump. I don't know. Not really. I don't think that's beneficial.
I don't think that's beneficial.
Give that to me?
He's definitely in good spirits.
Dad, where are you going? Over there?
He seems to be in good spirits, but oh my goodness, that looks terrible. And it's all over his arms. Like, what on earth?
What do you have today? Do you have anything different?
Look at that.
He's had meat before, he's had eggs, he's had milk, he's had
I don't know.
peanuts.
It is like 4:30 in the morning. Okay, you gotta go back to bed. And I'm sure you guys heard me explain what just happened. I'm just in shock because I've never really had to deal with this with any of the other kids. And it just, because he's also pale, it just shows up so bright. Oh my gosh, it's just so alarming. And it's like the worst times right now to even like having to deal with this stuff, because you can't just, you know, he just had a fever, so we can't even take him to the doctors like we would typically, because they're gonna reject us. We're not gonna be able to go. They're just gonna send you to Emerge.
Yeah, you don't want to go. You don't want to go to Emerge now.
I know, and I don't want to have to go there now. I mean, if I really had to, I would. But I'm just curious as to why it looks so different now while he's down here, and when he's in bed, it was like super swollen.
I honestly, I think.
Want to sit?
If it's foot disease, I think it's gonna come and go.
No, I know, but I'm asking, but come and go as to like why? Like it popped up. We just went to bed not that long ago, and in between that time is when it popped up. Yeah. And then why is it? I don't know. We were up there since we came up. I was up there. I went to bed pretty much like half hour after he fell asleep, but he didn't fall asleep right away. We just laid there. But I'm saying he had.
Yeah, call the doctor tomorrow, right? Did you take a picture or something?
I did. It's fading.
It's fading. I can see it fading.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll call the doctor tomorrow and see what they say.
Savvy.
Look at him being his usual self right now. He is being his usual self, just being super busy, even though it's like 4:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, babe, I gotta go back to bed.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so tired. It's fading on his cheeks, which is really, really good. At first, I thought it was like just something I ate. I ate a lot of beans. One thing I also ate was like a lot of pepper. But those things you should be able to eat while you're pregnant. I don't know if it's a sriracha or what. I gotta look it up to see if like having high amounts of sriracha can affect your breast milk. Is it on?
Oh, it's covered, right?
Oh, can you go on cover it for me?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to ask him, just go, because he's in bed. He's like, we just came out of him having a fever for 2 days. And now this. It's so weird because he didn't show any signs of having anything on his cheeks when we went to bed. And then all of a sudden now we're we're here. Like, how do we get here? You look at it. He had like welts on his cheeks. Honestly, I've never seen anything like that. Let me see your back. He doesn't have any on his back. But
should we check his legs again?
He has some on his arms. You can see it looking a little blotchy. You can see it on this arm, but it's looking so much better. Yeah, it's looking a lot better than what it looked like before. It looked like welts all over his arms before. I'm just going to kind of watch it. I'm a little nervous about my breast milk. Like, I don't know if I should pump and just throw. I feel like I should just pump and throw just to make sure it's not my breast milk. It's a feeling that I have, and I don't want to have to deal with it the hard way. So I think I'm going to pump a little bit and just discard it. Oh, his sister singing you a song, Papa. Hi. He's saying hi and waving. You're feeling better? Oh, jeez.
Can't. I completely fine now. Oh, dear.
Let's see.
You just trying to scare us tonight?
Don't pull out your hair, please, sir. Are you feeling better? Yes. Yes?
Yes.
You know you shouldn't be... Oh, gosh. You shouldn't be up. And... Oh, yeah?
Screaming.
Stop. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah, you see that face? Go to sleep.
It's good as long as he wants, as long as he makes sure he's okay.
Oh,
Doing so.
Okay.
Oh, you're all cuddly. Can I sit right here? Sure, let us sit. Can I sit?
Oh, that's nice.
I love you. You want to come? Oh, he's like, wait, this is a little squished now.
It's like, do I get to still keep my remote?
Yeah, you can have as many remotes as you want.
If you guys could see all of you together, you just look like a clash-a-thon. Like, just so many different patterns.
It's dinosaurs Christmas right now.
Yeah. And then there's Zabby.
And then Harry Potter socks.
Oh, jeez.
Wear socks that match my outfit. Thank you very much. Look, let's play some Minecraft. He's like, you're joking. Look on TV. Look, we're playing.
It looks like his welts are fading as we speak.
Yeah.
Like, look how drastically...
His arm right here.
Oh my gosh. So while this boy rudely tells me to get out of his face, I'm in good spirits. I kind of like panicked a little bit. I was just like, should we just take him to the hospital? Because honestly, I'm not used to these kinds of marks, like welts. Like they were just bright red blotches, you know. I kind of left from, he was just so restless, so I just brought him to the room in search of like something for medicine for like gassiness, because I ate a lot of beans today, so I figured like perhaps it's something that's affecting him. It's kind of doing its thing on me, but I'm a grown adult, I can handle it. But for him, I was concerned, so I went to go check it out, and I was trying to keep him you know, asleep, but I had to turn the light on, and so he lifted his bless you. He lifted his head up, and that's when we noticed what happened. That's when I noticed what happened. I was by myself, and I was just like, what in the world is this? Like, I literally went into like almost like panic mode. I was like, babes, you gotta wake up, come here and see. And he was like taking his own time, for one, because he was sleeping and he is exhausted, and two, because I guess, I don't know, he's just kind of maybe used to it or familiar with what welts look like. You know, I've never really had those well, I've had a reaction once to codeine when I got my wisdom teeth out, and I had got all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out at the same time, And so I had to be on codeine for a little bit, and for like, I think it was like 3 weeks because I was in so much pain. And the codeine always gives me a rash. I've had to take it a number of other times too, and I realize it's an allergic reaction because every time I take it, I break out into hives, and it's always in my lower back area, and it's itchy and it turns into welts. So I kind of know what that looks like, even though I don't usually have like a full face, like a full frontal view of it on myself, because I don't usually have it anywhere on the front. It's usually on like the back, almost like on my butt area. So that's where I've had it in the past, and I know not to have codeine if I can avoid it. So whenever I'm asked if I have an allergy, that's what I always tell them. But anyways, I didn't know I didn't know what he was struggling with, because I haven't seen him itch all day. Even when we were up there, I didn't see him really itch. He was just kind of rolling, wrestling around. I don't know if that's his way of itching, but even when I left the room with him, he never itched at all.
It was just swollen.
Yeah, it was. So I don't know what was going on. And now it's fading. So like, I don't know if I go bring him back to bed now. I just kind of want to see if I breastfeed him again, if he's going to have a reaction, because then that will tell me to avoid breastfeeding him. But we also, one thing that we gave him a little bit different today was milk. I gave him some dairy milk, but he's had that like a few times here or there, not very often because I'm obviously breastfeeding full time. But for some reason I was just like, here, yeah, have some milk, because he wanted to drink from his cup. He wanted to drink some milk because his sister was drinking some milk, so I gave it to him. And I don't know, I'm a little surprised if that was really it, that the reaction didn't come about right away. It didn't appear right away.
Delayed
But based on what Dad's saying, is like what he's dealing with now, fifth disease. If that's what it really is, what it would have came about as a result of after the fever. Because last time when he had a fever, he wound up with roseola. Remember?
Yes, yeah.
Those hives look totally different than what he has now, right? He did have some on his cheeks, but it wasn't anything crazy. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy like what he was experiencing just now. Don't throw the remote, boy. He is definitely... Yeah, don't throw it. Don't throw it.
Sammy, I'm missing a remote now.
Yeah, he is like back to his normal self, being mischievous.
Throwing stuff.
I'm so nervous to feed him now by myself. I feel like I should try to feed him while you guys are down here with me.
I'm down here. I'm staying around.
Because I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Thanks, girls, for coming up. It's really nice that the girls are down here with me. They at least I have company, because, gosh, it's hard to go through this stuff alone.
Yeah.
And especially with your baby and you don't know what's up. And as much as I'd want to have like Babe's company, he has to go to work. This is like a real scenario, real life, you know?
Yeah.
He can't just stay up all night and go to work all pooped the next day. So it's like this is when like life gets real, and motherhood is still tough, because even when you have a companion or a partner or a husband, whatever it is, you have to be, you still have to use your discretion, because, you know, they're not necessarily just readily available to you. Babes was nice enough to come down. He came down and stuff, but he also still has to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, if the girls weren't here, I would be kind of motioning through this alone, and it's not easy when you're not sure what the heck you're dealing with, and it's just really tough times, like really tough times to figure things out, because he had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I had to reschedule because he had the fever the night before, and they just don't want you coming in with a fever despite, no matter what you say, they're just gonna redirect you because you had a fever, and it could very well be, COVID. So they will redirect you to the hospital, and you just can't even go to your doctor. And then it's just like hard times to want to go to the hospital and, to the emerge with a baby and sit around waiting for hours, especially if it's, So I'm very thankful right now that he is looking up, like he's feeling better. But I just don't know why, like from him leaving the bed and being out for a little bit, coming down here, why his cheeks like just immediately went back to normal.
How are they looking now?
Huh?
How are they looking right
They're
now?
looking so much better.
Oh yeah.
I'm just curious to know, like, what triggers it. Like, I don't know.
Right.
What could trigger?
Like his cheeks look so much better.
Yeah,
They were like a bright red.
Right? They looked bright red
Yeah,
before, and welted, just like big and swollen. Jeez. Oh, he seems so unfazed. He's busy playing with his favorite toy that I didn't really buy for him, PlayStation remotes. And I'm looking at all the toys that are bought for him that are just kind of sitting around here. And one in particular that I'm not even going to put him near right now because it's just so noisy. So that special little guy right there, if you watched last vlog, you would have seen it. He loves it. It's fun, but it's noisy. Guys, upon further research, I think one of the things I think it could be is the cow's milk. That's the one thing that I gave him that was very different, that I don't typically give him on any given day. And the welt that he had looks very similar to that of some of the welts that I've seen from kids who've had allergies from drinking cow's milk. So I'm not sure what's up with that because he's had it in the past, but maybe he didn't consume as much as he did. And also maybe his immune system is just a little bit shaken or compromised just because he just came from having a fever 2 days ago. I don't know. But another thing that I think that's also different is that he's been having not just yogurt. I was giving him yogurt before, but then we had a little moment where we haven't had yogurt in about a week or so. But instead he started drinking some of the same yogurt that Zoe drinks, which is just like a drinkable. His ball's right here. Oh, yeah, but instead he started drinking some of the milk, some of the yogurt that Zoe typically drinks, and it's a liquefied yogurt, so it's very much like, the other yogurt's dairy too, but it's just very much like milk, milky type yogurt, and he drinks a good amount. So I don't know if it's like him consuming that and then consuming like the liquid milk today. It's just like, maybe it's just a bit too much. It's like a milk overload of like dairy that is so outside of the norm and not my, the typical breast milk that he usually consumes. I'm thinking that's probably the closest things because he did have it this evening. But then he was getting nursed to bed, and he did have it this evening, and then he was getting nursed to bed, and that's kind of like when the allergy popped up. And now it's already subsiding. I don't know if the other alternative that Aaron was saying could be is like that and maybe fifth disease, but I don't think it is that because it kind of just cleared up. It's already clearing up drastically without us doing anything. And I don't know, I don't know.